Folks, welcome back. My name is Rudy. You're watching Alpha Investments, where we talk about the world of cardboard. We report the things that are doing well, report the things that are going to zero, and get people all jittery. Today's conversation is regarding Modern Horizons 3, the drama surrounding the Commander decks, and the Commander Premium deck that has now been publicly listed or displayed online with a starting price that's quite extravagant. We have this tug of war going on where Hasbro's trying to maintain a certain amount of top line revenue and growth for their stock in Wall Street, and they're just yanking that cable so hard on WotC. Yet, we came out of the 2021 boom and bust. There is no way to duplicate the revenue and opportunities and growth and money spending that we saw in 2021. It cannot be done. The economic conditions are just not there. People don't have the money, inflation, the cost of living, and simply put, the free handouts and tendies and PPP loans. No, I know. Yeah, Google PPP loans and Magic the Gathering. It's fun. And I feel like this has Dr. Cox on this very difficult path, everybody. Because knowing you can't sell as much product, in knowing you have smaller print runs, in knowing you have to keep the print runs on either the same or lower moving forward, how do you compensate that? Well, you get more money from digital and Magic Arena, and you try to create premium chase products. And that's a way to compensate. Right now, the theory is, like, for example, look at Fallout Collectors. The theory is that stores now, I know this is a hot take, this is an email I sent to myself this morning, so you know it's fake news. So the theory right now, when I woke up this morning, is that stores received like 10 to 20% of the Fallout Collector box supply. The other 60% is at like Amazon, Wizards selling direct to capture the higher margin, and then the other 10-20% is being held back. That's the rumor going around. I emailed myself, so it's got to be true. And it makes sense on the surface because all 3,000 stores, they're not 3,000 stores anymore. The 2,000 stores that are not bankrupt essentially can't get many boxes. The Fallout Collectors. So what does Hasbro, how do these financial people that must tell you all we're for the community, and must tell you all we want cheap game pieces, accessibility. We want to We want to provide you all with as many warm mouth hugs as we can to keep you all feeling good that you're part of a community. That is the public goal of the situation. But in reality, when Hasbro and WotC have actual financial analysts from Wall Street working for them, running these numbers, monitoring the secondary market, looking at reprints, looking at what cards they can extract value from in their own database and history. How do they navigate this? And you can tell they know the sales are just not as strong. But the problem is they're coming out with these products that people want. Don't get me wrong. Nobody's saying, literally in the last 24 hours, the bazillion Zynga messages I've gotten, there's not been a single message saying, Rudy, please don't carry Modern Horizons 3. It looks terrible. No, there hasn't been a single message like that. Every single message is like, oh my God, Rudy, we have serialized cards instead of out of 500, they're out of 250 for Modern Horizons 3. We have Allied Shocklands, which, didn't we all say that? I thought we've been saying there's Allied Shocklands coming. Didn't we all been saying this for like 6 months? We have the final cycle of Allied Shocklands. I'm kidding. I just want to see if you'll notice. We have the final cycle of the Allied Khans of Tarkir fetch lands in this. So everybody is aware of what's going on, and it raises a lot of concerns moving into 2025 for Magic the Gathering. Based on the Secret Lair reprint machine and based on the equity absorption, 2025, the rumor now is Wizards and Hasbro, to navigate Magic, is going to have to go heavier and rely most of that revenue on the Final Fantasies and Marvel crossovers for Universes Beyond. I don't think there's a way for them to go any other path. Secret Lairs have removed all the equity from their ability to reprint expensive cards and master sets. Okay? Serialization is trying to help fill that void, giggity. And Universes Beyond, with IPs that you have to pay for from other companies, which are expensive, as we saw in their quarterly report, they're pricey, yet you have to also be cautious not to overprint when you're using other company's brand. That's what we've been discussing. So how do they do this? How does this work? Now, of course, the Timmy Game Piece Army will just say, oh, they'll reprint the reserve list, Rudy, and we'll just put everything at 0. Then you get the other morons say, oh, they're for the community. They'll always find a way to give me a mouth hug. But in reality, how do we navigate, and how does Hasbro run Wizards of the Coast? How does Dr. Cox handle this? Because the core issue is a lot of people remain very angry at Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast. A lot of people, even when they want the product, will refuse to buy it, or they'll buy less of it because they don't like the extravagant prices that they're pushing through the system with distribution stores and basement dwellers like me and everyone else out there. A lot of people are just angry at this continuing uptick in pressure of raising prices. And there is a breaking point. As we saw with Magic 30, doing $1,000 4-pack of proxies doesn't work. So Wizards very clearly learned that if you throw a dart way over there, it has definitely crossed the line, and the market will reject it and annihilate you. Company stock will plummet, revenues and top line sales will be severely under pretty much forecast because you didn't get all that revenue from. Ladies and gentlemen, people were estimating a sell-through rate of 50,000 Magic 30 boxes at $1,000 a piece. Even post-shipping fees, disputes, fraud, credit card, everything. Even if WotC netted like 950 out of 1,000 times like 50,000 units, that's like $45 million from one. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen. So how does Magic the Gathering attract new people? Universes Beyond, that's how they're doing it. But how do you get them interested when you're going to say, hey, we got an amazing new Modern Horizons 3 Commander deck set coming. The regular deck set's going to be hundreds of dollars. And if you want a premium one, it's like $600 plus tax. Well, that's $600, Now, I know we're railing on that topic. But remember, folks, there is a caveat I have to throw in this video at this point. And that is, everybody needs to remember that after what happened with Ravnica Remastered and Amazon pre-dump and mispricing by pretty much idiots because there's so much product and so many different SKUs, the company can't even keep track of their own products anymore. And after they screwed up on Ravnica Remastered Draft and dumping their own product months before they released their own product, most likely, and again, this is my opinion, and I'm guessing, we do not know what actual Modern Horizons 3, collector boxes and the regular play boxes and commander decks and we don't know, at least I don't know the official prices this early, okay? So I'm going to assume $600 plus $650 for 4 premium commander decks is going to be a placeholder. I'm assuming that price is most likely going to go lower. I believe moving forward, we're not going to see any pre-fire sale, pre-dump Amazon before a product comes out after what happened with the Ravnica situation. So most likely they're going to play it really safe and start high and slowly adjust Amazon based on pre-orders and demand, and they're going to feel out the market. I don't think a lot of people fully grasp the concept that the reason Amazon pre-orders go up first and this far in advance is because it's Wizards' way of getting free marketing, and they're fishing. They're feeling you all out to see kind of what kind of demand and how many pre-orders will be placed at a certain price point. That data has a lot of value to it. It doesn't matter if half of you all cancel it and they don't, they're not getting money in advance. Amazon doesn't charge for the ship, but they're getting data. And, that is the most important thing in this modern digital artificial intelligence, blow up doll, everything's a robot, beep, boop, boop kind of era that we're in, right? So I don't know how this is solved, okay? Because right now, people still love Magic. For the most part, people have loved every new set that's come out. Although people are complaining Carlo's Foreclosed Manor has been doing good, which it hasn't been. It's been the worst set we've had now out of 6 sets. But still, out of the last 6 sets, to have Carlo's Manor, that's down like 20% from release, to have one product down 20%, the other 5 sets are all doing phenomenal, that is still a pretty good track record considering the economic environment we're in. I have to give credit for that, even though the most recent set has been a bloodbath for everybody involved and it just hasn't gone good. But when we look at the overall environment, Hasbro Magic has been releasing relatively good products. But they're really feeling the pinch and the issue of what happens when you start to kind of, how many modern cards or how many standard cards are even how many new cards that are not, how many cards on the reserve list excluded? So how many non-reserve list cards are actually at $100? Can somebody comment below? I'm careful in my comment section. It's dangerous down there. How many non-reserve list cards are even over $100 anymore? Are there any? Is there 1 or 2? I don't even think there's 5. Is there even 3? And, the Game Piece Army is very happy about that. But for a company who's struggling to sell products and they want to keep pushing the price point higher, you've got a major fucking problem on your hands. You cannot annihilate all the cards of value from Secret Lairs. Again, if we never had Secret Lair, and this is where short-term mindsets of corporations, Wall Street, and capitalism really cause damage to long-term branding and long-term growth. You all know I try to build and make decisions, everything I do, based on long-term decisions. I've always felt in the short term, you can look like an idiot. Medium term, you still look like a Timmy Rudy. But long term, it should always, for the most part, have an overall success rate of working out, meaning that at least 60% of the time, it should work out in your favor. And I don't know about you all, but if I can be right 60% of the time, a little over half, I consider that great. That's kind of the goal. It's no different than anything else in life. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to make mistakes, but it's not okay to just be like, oh, I'm not perfect, or Rudy. No, just be logical about it. So how do we handle that? How does Hasbro figure this out? And I don't have the answer to this. I have theories, and I think that's pretty much signed cards, redemption cards, special serialized cards. We do know, or I'm sorry, we don't know. We don't know. The next thing I'm saying was from an email to myself. In the next year or two, the serialized cards are going to be, how do I say this? Extra special. That's all I can say. That was from an email to myself when I was going to the bathroom last night. So I think there's a way for them to figure this out, but it's going to be really, really tough. That's the issue. Because think about it. If they never had Secret Lair, the amount of cards that we could pull from the reprint pool and the equity of the secondary market, we wouldn't have any problems right now. Okay? Secret Lair has accelerated and cashed in so many items of value, and Wizards cashed in some of these cards to get literally pennies worth of revenue. Some of these Secret Lairs have sold 3,000 to 5,000 copies. Imagine a Secret Lair that sells 3,000 copies, even at $30-40 a piece. How much money? Really? What are we talking? What's $30 a Secret Lair net? Let's say after gross of 40. Let's say you net 30 and you sell 3,000. What is that? 90 grand or 900 grand? What is that? I don't know. I'm dumb. Somebody help me out. Imagine cashing in a reprint equity card worth $30, $40, $50 to get a small chunk of revenue when you can leverage that into a multi-million-dollar set. It blows my mind the short-term damage they've done. Now, I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe they understand this, and maybe they're going to be refilling this void with other things. No, not your stepsister or your ex-boyfriend. But maybe they're going to fill these voids with new ways of value, new ways of creating value. So that's what I want to say, folks. Conclusion of this video, number one, I think the Amazon prices are a placeholder, and I think typical internet dumbasses, just anything for clicks and drama, and here, hold on a second. Oh my God! Here, and hopefully that's a thumbnail. Any form of internet anger drama, look at that shocking beam price number. Most likely it's a filler number. Most likely I don't see anyone spending $650 for a premium version of Commander Deck. Now, if that goes down to maybe $500 or $400, I can see that for premium. If the regular one's $200 and the premium's $400, that makes sense. Now, going to $600, $700, fuck it, let's just put it at $1,000, right? So I think it's a placeholder, or I hope it's a placeholder. But I think the bigger issue remains. After Modern Horizon 3, what happens next? All the Shocklands are reprinted. All the Fetch lands are reprinted. Prices have been crushed. You have essentially almost zero cards over $100 in value. How do you make another master set, a remastered set? What do you do? And that is the most, that is the core big issue that little Timmies like me think about in the middle of the night when I'm sitting on the toilet in the backyard. Thanks for watching. Have a beautiful day.